So, for anyone who doesn't know, Figma introduced a new feature similarly to what we had with the new feature of auto layout and the new component props. The features themselves are great, the implementation is trash. It changed some other things in the app makes absolutely no sense to me. Let me explain my point. When you were designing things about a year and a half ago, when you wanted to see or find a component that you have in your library, you clicked on Assets, and then in here you had the ability to just see the things and say, okay, I wanted this tiny score here, and that's the thing that you place. At some point, they said now, in order to have quick access to your component, you can now do Shift-I. And so Shift-I brings you this model with only component inside of it. That was the thing. So that is very good. That was interesting. This Shift-I thingy was a new change in habit, in work habit, and how we use Figma. They implemented that and they told us now when you do Shift-I, you get your components. And so today, or basically at the beginning of the week, what they decided to do was, instead of putting it at the center of the screen anymore, we place it on the side, so linked to its base menu. Then you have the plugins, which I like the fact that you can get your plugins and now widgets from here. However, what I don't like is the fact that now, if I do Shift-I, I go back to widgets. Meaning that for the past year and a half, Figma taught me that Shift-I give me a quick access to my components. And now they are telling me, if you want a quick access to your components, and you selected a plugin, you need to go back and click to component. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. They are changing the habit of every designer that worked and learned Figma for the past year and a half. Like it would be, for me, if you click Shift-I, we revert to just components. And then if you want to check your plugins or widgets or whatever, you can click on that to have access to them. But I don't want to Shift-I and then go back to the last tab. That makes no sense. If I expand it, what I would expect is to have the ability to reopen the window where I left it the last time. Meaning that if I put it here and I close it and then I reopen it, I expect them to pop it back here. Like on Windows, when you close reopen Chrome, it's taking the same exact space at the same exact place. So that makes a lot of sense. There is a lot of things in here that makes absolutely no sense in terms of implementation. And then there is something that just pissed me off so much, which is this menu here used to have the ability to bring you plugins. In the past 2 or 3 days, I've been trying to access some of my really used plugins. I don't know, for example, Simulator wasn't even popping in second place, even though it should have been. But even when I typed Simulator with the right thing, I have Simulator, not similar layers. So I shouldn't see the rest of the options. But yesterday I didn't even have this available. And I did need to go here, go in plugins, type Simulator, and then click run, which feels so weird because when I'm here and I have the thing that is installed, I'm expecting it to be able to run it if I click on it. So on my installed list, which is here, it doesn't pop up. Like it's in recent, but it's not linked to install. When it is installed, if I click on it, I'm expecting it to run, but no, if I want to run it, I need to click on that tiny ass button that is on the right side, or I need to click and then click here. It's once again like a change of behavior. Now I can search for a plugin from here, like, I don't know, Foundation maybe. I have Foundation here. I know that there are other Foundations plugins, the icon scaler for example, and I have the ability to run it if it's not installed. So that's an interesting option, giving you like quick access. You can just look for the thing, click run, and then be gone with it. I have icon scaler here, even though it's not installed into my Figma profile. Then this is a perfect example. If I type foundation, I have another plugin, the foundation color generator, that is installed in my Figma account. But foundation now on that thing doesn't bring me what's installed in my profile. So they broke the Command P search thingy that was supposed to be an easy access to your plugins and everything you do. So they say themselves, they say search, menus, commands, and plugins. But if I'm searching for a plugin that I have installed, they don't show it to me anymore in this thing. I don't understand how they can ship so many features that are so broken compared to the previous version. I don't think they should retract. I think they should keep what's working and improve what's working rather than break the thing that they do. So component props that we talked about before, they broke the ability to swap by selecting. That's a thing that most designers do. You select the fucking instance that you want to swap and you swap it. But now when you have component swap or instance swap enable, you can't do that. Figma is currently breaking current smooth workflows, meaning that all the people that have used Figma for the past year and a half need to relearn the thing that they have learned for a year and a half again. So maybe, and that's, as I said earlier, maybe it's because I'm not exactly the demographic that they wanted to target in that specific update, in which case that makes sense. I have a behavior or workflow that is different than the people that they interviewed or tested the feature on. That's okay. But as a product designer that uses Figma on the daily, I'm a power user, I feel like I fit on potential updates